When there is no pressure, right? Things happen at their own organic pace. Our population has higher levels of lifestyle diseases today, and our population basically, even though you're having supplements and this and that, but people are not that energetic as before. Many people are not meant for marriage. Many people are meant for marriage very late. Many people are meant for 5 different marriages. So your clarity about yourself, that who the am I? If that is your only focus, everything else automatically comes into focus. People don't know who the they are, but desperately want to become an influencer. There is a natural pace to life which is so slow compared to what has been sold to us that it makes people very uncomfortable. When you spoke about fear of whatever, leaving that aside, or the whatever hunger has been being the driving force up until now for you, do you realize that most of that hunger and most of that driving force, like everything has a nature, and that nature is either positive or negative. All right. Most of your hunger's nature was a negative end of the spectrum. It was insecurity or compensation. All right. Or validation, etc. All of these. But love can also be a motivational force, right? Love can also be a driving factor. And what happens is that when you have the negative end of the spectrum driving forces, there is pressure. There is damage, there is trauma, there is aging. Look at other people from social media and then look at me, and a lot of them, even though the same amount of time is gone between all of us, they look 10, 15 years older now. And I hadn't noticed this until other people told me this. Because I never cared about, looks or aging, or like I have the same hair since childhood. I've never changed my hairstyle, this, that, nothing. I put nothing. I don't even, sometimes, like when I shower and stuff, I don't have a face wash or this or that or this, whatever. No. My life is very simple in certain ways and it's very complicated in other ways, but that's just my recipe. All right. So love can also be a driving force, because the thing with love is that when that becomes a driving force for you to move towards something, whether it is something you want to do in your life, whether it is a human being you want to spend time with, etc. When there is no pressure, right? Things happen at their own organic pace. The way, for example, when a tree grows, all right? Let's use the food industry for this example. When a tree grows naturally, or when food grows naturally, you can't control the speed. Nature is doing its own thing, all right? But today, most of food is industrialized. So most crops are being grown not according to nature, but according to industrial standards. This is a hybrid tomato. You can buy it online. A hybrid tomato. You can buy a tomato online which is hybrid. All right. But if that industrialization of food was really for our benefit, then why is society sicker today? Why are youngsters getting white hair at very young ages? Why are people having lifestyle diseases? Why are so many women having PCOS, PCOD? Because again, man is trying to control the speed of nature, which he will never ever succeed in doing. No matter how many scientific experiments they do, whatever, all science will discover with time is spirituality. Of the real kind, not the YouTube kind. All right. So the food which is grown with so much of pressure, or like life which is grown under pressure, life which is choreographed under pressure, fertilizers, pesticides, artificial light, this, that, etc., etc., etc. Our population has higher levels of lifestyle diseases today, and our population basically, even though you're having supplements and this and that, but people are not that energetic as before. They are low on energy. They still feel the need to sleep more, this, that, everything. All right. But when you allow life to happen at its own pace, there is a balance to it which humans can never choreograph. And humans can only adopt that balance in their own life. Such as not going crazy at 26, 27 that I need to get married because, oh my God, this is India. Many people are not meant for marriage. Many people are meant for marriage very late. Many people are meant for 5 different marriages. But how will you know? You will only come to know if you don't pressurize yourself and let things happen on their own. But if you can just keep one focus throughout, that you are able to identify yourself, recognize yourself, listen to yourself better with time. So your clarity about yourself, that who the am I? If that is your only focus, everything else automatically comes into focus. People don't know who the they are, but desperately want to become an influencer. People don't know who the they are, but desperately want to become a startup guy or move to Bangalore and, do whatever. I don't know what the world is doing, but most of them look lost. All right. So there is a natural pace to life, which is so slow compared to what has been sold to us that it makes people very uncomfortable. Like today, if I ask you to just sit for the rest of the day not doing anything, people can't do it. People can't sit without using their phone for some time also, man.
Yeah.
So that is monkey living. That is very low consciousness, man. It doesn't have any beauty to it. It does not have any grace to it. It has only pressure, and it has existence only in the mental domain. Today, even when people go for dates, etc., for example, if you go and you sit down with a woman, like, first of all, you should be able to feel who she is. She should be able to feel who you are. But both people come there only with a mental agenda, first of all. Number one. Number two, even in that particular meeting, if one of them gets up and has to go to the washroom, the other person can't sit without doing anything until they come back. They'll want to show that, like, people are very uncomfortable with their own pure organic state.
Yeah.
I must show that I'm busy, so I take out the phone. I must show that I'm not vela. I'm not empty-handed. What the f***? You came empty-handed, you're going to go empty-handed. Nobody gives a f***. But projection is the world where everyone is living instead of presence. So it's always, every human being today is very occupied with what others are thinking about them. So all they're working on is my projection here, my projection there. My friends should not think of me as a loser. Women should think of me as an alpha. All right, my boss should think that I am qualified, even if I'm not. Everyone lies in interviews. That's why I have never done an interview to hire people. I've just had a conversation where I can try to understand the person and we don't speak about work. I would rather have good-hearted people around me than people who are qualified but are snakes.
Right.
All right. So if most of humanity is going to continuously live in a state of threat, in a survival mode, it takes a toll on us.